defence. Wilco makes a run ahead of it. Bergkamp suddenly changed pace through the centre. It's Bergkamp! That's magnificent! The move, and then this, which left Dabby's ass totally stranded.
You have to bear with me, people. I just tweeted we will be live in 5 minutes rather than we are live now. So talk amongst yourselves. There you go. I tweeted that we are live. I have to do the Facebook. Well, I told you, every time it mugs me off. Bloody computers. I don't understand computers. There you go. Hello and welcome to a Bergkamp Wonderland, the home of a team that have just won a game in kind of in unconvincing style. But with me to talk about the game is Deac as usual. How you doing, Treacle? You're looking tired.
I'm always tired, Danny. We were talking about it before we hit the live button, but I'm always tired. I never sleep. And I had 2 coffees in the space of an hour yesterday, and it hit me like a train. And I ended up just completely crashing in the afternoon. I'm trying to cut the caffeine out. It's a huge inflammatory, as Danny knows. And I'm trying to cut it out. And I've been edging myself out of it recently the last few months. But then yesterday I ended up just being stupid and having 2 coffees. And I felt like my brain was running at 1,000 miles per hour. It was crazy. It was, I wouldn't recommend it. Would not recommend it. Coming off like hard caffeine and then just going straight into it again. Stimulant. It's a stimulant.
Sad times. Meanwhile, I slept from 2 a.m. to 6:30 p.m.
Yeah.
I told him that before he told me he couldn't sleep all day because of the caffeine. And then I finished that off with I just drank half a litre of Monster. And
the concept of being able to sleep that long or even have the option to sleep that long. I don't even know.
Dear. Well, talking about not being able to sleep, let's see if we can put everybody to sleep by talking about the game. But first of all, there's some people in the chat. Supercalibalibalibaliong is there. Brady's Banana, few sweaty gonads near the end of that. Come on, you gonads. Soz, that was a Sunday thing, isn't it? It certainly is. If you're not sure, me and Deac do a show called Talking Ballocks as opposed to Bollocks. And we've named you all gonads because on the Sunday race, you're all roasties. And on the hybrid squad, you're all squaddies. And on that new show, you're all gonads. Super says, remember when that was a thing? First, true. Paul Nell, not Neil, is there. Oi, oi.
I still see it a lot on YouTube videos, especially if it's like just come, obviously.
I think they do it ironically, don't they?
Of course.
They surely can't. Sai is there. Good goal by Gabriel offside. We'll come to that. Seb S is on Twitter. A little green, is it a froggy thing with waving a French flag in one hand? And I don't know what it is on the right hand, but I doubt it's frog legs. Probably a baguette.
It's a baguette with wine. A bottle of wine in a glass. So it is a baguette. So.
Oui, mon frère. Paul Nell, big love to Danny and Deac. Thank you very much. Super says, who had money on Saka to score with his right foot? Impossible, never happened. I've got David Duchovny working on it as we speak. Super then goes, gonna go pour a cup of coffee. Don't rub it in for the poor boy. Stefan says, good evening, gentlemen and chat. Stan is there. Afternoon. Good morning, Stan. Oh, no, it's 1:42. In Canada land. Seb on Twitter says, so glad we got to collab with Soph. Oh, that was Seb. I did the hybrid squad on Friday, and Seb was he is French Australian, I think it is. Yeah, and are we following you on the Twitters on the podcast account, Seb? Let me know. Yeah, and Seb was on there and he made some good points. Very nice. Luca, whose pod I was on last week, is a great performance.
Very rare nowadays, isn't it, Danny, to hear good points?
It is indeed. So where are we up to? Right, I'll start off with ESR's last Premier League start was the 16th of May 2022. That's the end of the 21-22 season. A 2-0 loss at Newcastle, penultimate game of the 21-22 season. Last season, he didn't start a single Premier League game, had 12 sub-appearances, making a total of 161 mins. And then today, bombshell, started the game, Deac.
Yeah, ESR started. We all wanted him to start, I think. Once again, that left 8 has not been solidified by anybody to any degree. Once again, I think it's about down to tactics and how we're playing with a different style holding midfielder with Declan Rice, who doesn't play the ball as progressive as attacking. He carries the ball really well, but he plays a different style of football to Partey. So we just don't have that fluidity through the middle. But yeah, ESR started. He needed to have a good game. I even said it to you at the start. You tweeted me. You WhatsApped me. Yeah. I said ESR needs to have a good game. He needs to have a good game. Should we just... What would you rate ESR's rating just throughout the game? What would you rate him out of 10?
WhoScored.com gave him a 6.6, but then Rice 7-1, Odegaard 6-9 in similar positions, Martinelli 6-7, Saka 8-2. Well, he got the goal, didn't he? Jesus 8-8, man of the match because he got a goal and the assist. It was hard because it's his first game playing in that role alongside Rice, or just ahead of Rice, next to Odegaard.
Yep.
It's tough going away to Forest when we've lost our last 3 games there, 2 league and 2 FA Cup and 1 league.
Yeah, I was going to say that we've lost their last 3 times we've played there. So it's a bit of a bogey stadium for us. I think a lot of people take that for granted. It's not in a Forest. They're in their second season now of being promoted into the Premier League. Yeah. They did okay in the first season, and they're having a bit of a wobbler this season. Even though they've got the likes of Ilanga and Morgan Gibbs-White, 2 fantastic football players who are doing really well for him this season. And it's a tough stadium, guys. It's a really tough stadium. Lot of atmosphere.
A lot of angry people for living in Nottingham. I mean, the road that Charlotte's on, 3 people have been killed in the last year. She's not far from that bloke in the van who killed 3 people. Another one was stabbed.
The stabby one? Yeah, that was really bad. It really frustrates me, that one. All the crowd were like trying to be forgiveful and stuff. It blew my mind.
Were they?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't said in here any of that. There again, I was busy.
I can't even be bothered to look into it anymore. It's just so negative.
We have a question from And. I'm going to save that for later. And
I'll quickly give away something then. 34 minutes. Forest player kicks Forest player in the arm. Forest fans get annoyed at Arsenal. Forest fans are always playing the victim.
That's because they play in red and they're up north. That's why they're following their scumbag scouse bin dipper neighbours. What was I going to do? I was on here. Make sure I've got my screens all in the right places, as I usually don't. Right, my rating for him. Well, if they give him a 6.6 and they give an Odegaard a 6.9, I think maybe, considering the situation, I'd give him a 7, same as I'd give Odegaard. Tried a few things. You're playing against a team that did not want to play football and took every opportunity to. I was saying to Deac before the show started, we have to change our lexicon of words for football nowadays and change time wasting, because he doesn't waste time anymore because he gets added on. Well, it should do. Breaking up play. By laying down and going, I'm injured. Oh, mummy, I've hurt my foot. Well, that nonsense. That's disrupting the flow of football. Because when we were getting on top of it, they would go, oh no, I've got an injury. Oh, rather than I'm standing 2 foot away from the edge of the pitch, I'm going to stand on the pitch and then I'm going to sit down rather than going off the pitch. And that's just blatant. I just said it's
anti-football.
It's anti-football.
Anti-football. They're playing anti-football up until the goal that was scored on the 64th minute, and then they started playing a little bit of football, which opened up the obviously it opened up the floodgates apparently on both ends. But yeah, I think I'll just either keep it 6.5 or a 7, like you would say.
Yeah,
with Odegaard, he had some moments where he had a couple of opportunities to do something, but he's still got so much rust on him. We can't. The thing is, a lot of people are going to look at this performance, regardless of whether they see the good or the bad, and they're going to pretty much make their mind up on ESR. Yep. And I think we need to once again take a step back, right? Wake up, smell the roses, and go, listen, we need to give him more matches. We can't just give him this one cameo and go, right, that was it. That's it. That's enough. He needs more game time. We need to give him more opportunities to dust that rust. We've seen what the guy can do. Not last season, but the season before. The guy carried Arsenal for a lot of games and scored some fantastic goals that were reminiscent of Aaron Ramsey. And we all know how much we loved Aaron Ramsey with those late darting runs into the box and finishing clinically with his first touch. And ESR can do that and that's something that we're 100% missing. So let's get behind the man. Let's give him some game time and see what we can do with him. I've met the bloke a couple of years ago, just before he signed his latest contract and getting the number 10 shirt. He's a lovely, humble. No, he's playing golf, foot golf, behind my parents' house.
Oh.
Where a lot of Arsenal go and play, because it's up near it's up near London Coney. I met him. Really lovely guy, really humble, very well spoken. Had a giggle with him, got a picture with him. Lovely lad. Wished him all the best, and he signed an Arsenal contract after that. So you're welcome, Arsenal fans. By the way, you're welcome. But I won't take any plaudits. But yeah, as I said, I'd say the same for you. I did see something in chat, Danny. I just want to. It says here why supercalifragilistic. Said why were those twats booing Saka? So the Forest player kicks the Forest player, and he goes down in the box. The commentators are wondering whether it's a head injury. The referee obviously saw it and saw that it wasn't, and that it was a Forest player kicking a Forest player, and therefore didn't stop the play. Arsenal are well within their rights to continue the play and try and make an opportunity and see what happens. I can't remember. So it must have been it was later on, but Saka got tackled sort of halfway in the pitch, and the referee blew the whistle for the play to be stopped, even though Nottingham Forest potentially could have had a counter-attack. It didn't look like it was going to go anywhere, but the possession was in Forest's hands, or Forest's feet anyway. And the whole crowd just went absolutely bananas. And I'm like, it's not like we have an outstanding debt with the referee, and we're like, can you just pull that one back, mate? It's not like we had a choice on it. But as I said, I just found it funny that the Forest fans were booing the Arsenal. They're just so pathetic. I really dislike them. There's loads of them up here. Even though I'm more near Derby, there's more Forest fans because it's just glory hunting. I guess, I don't know, because of the previous, when they won the Champions League a couple of years in a row. I don't know.
Yeah, back in 1978 and 78, 79, 79, 80. I think they did it back to back, didn't they?
Yep.
Where are we up to?
Anyway,
Stan's put a question in. Paul Nell makes a good point. Need to give the kid a few matches to get going. If we can get him back into full fitness, we will have some serious midfield depth in our run. Would you put it past Arteta to drop him for the next game?
No, I wouldn't put it past him. I'm expecting Havertz to start again.
Well, Stan's giving us a little bit of grief. Stop making excuses for your favourites, please. He trains with these people every day. Hold on, Stan. Your favourites? Why have I got this then as an avatar? Top right-hand corner, people. Why have I got that then, Stan? Fabio Vieira. Favourites? You think he's the best player ever to play for Arsenal? You, sir, are a vagabond. Right. On with the things. Where were we? Down to there.
I was just gonna talk about how Martinelli started. Obviously, got the goals last week against Palace. Got the brace in the dying moments of the game. I think Trossard came on and had a good little cameo, which was really, really nice to see. It's nice to see a bit of competitiveness between the two.
End of the game, he kept
He looked really composed on the ball. Yeah, he looked composed on the ball. Really, really happy with him. But yeah, Martinelli starts. And the only comment I have is 10 minutes in saying, Saka looks all right. And that's it.
I've got 5 minutes, ESR playing left 8, great to see. 8th minute, things looking very congested and not able to get going. 13th minute, good work by ESR. He had a chance and got a corner. And there you go. And then 15, Forest wasting time with Turner. Not time wasting, anti-football.
Yeah.
20th minute, still struggling to put anything together. You got anything up to that point?
I've got 20th minute, not a lot going on.
Yeah.
22 minutes. Yeah, nice defensive work from Zinny on Wood. I think Zinny had a good game. It's really annoying that he was off. He kept play on side for their assist for their goal, which was lucky anyway with the bounce. But Zinny had a fairly decent game. So fair play.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, it was all right.
Fair play to the boat. The one comment I've got here, Nico Williams is done. Needs a breather. He just collapses to the floor and needs a breather because of just getting run ragged by Martinelli, who I thought had a decent game. The thing is, Danny, right? ESR had a decent game. Odegaard had a decent game. There was moments. Saka had a good game, and Martinelli had a decent game. And Jesus, he did all right as well. Obviously getting man of the match, but none of them, they're really struggling to combine at the moment. I know they're having moments where they're looking really, really good, but that final pass or that final shot is leaving me wanting, Danny. It's really getting frustrating. We look so good with the ball, and then the moment the final pass needs to be played, it's incorrect. Or the final shot is taken and it's a scrappy one. It's a complete scrappy one. I'm seeing it more and more, and it's getting really frustrating. I really hope that we can start to pick up and carry on with the season and finish the season strong. The chances of us signing somebody in this January transfer window. By the way, guys, it's January transfer window, right?
Is it?
We've got one more day left. I know that everyone is completely bewildered. No one's signing anyone, but it has been the January transfer window for 30 days now. Just to let you know, guys. But the chances, as I said, the chances of us signing anyone before tomorrow is zero. So don't expect anything. And I'm hoping that we can do the business in the summer for a striker. Who that will be, I think the options will be even bigger in the summer. So we'll see.
Yeah, in the chat, I am putting the link to our show on Facebook. If everybody could just go on there and give it a thumbs up or sad or a smiley face or anything. I just want to see, we've never had more than 3 people watching on Facebook at the same time. If you could do that, to see how many we can get. Try and break some records here. Just leave it on for a couple of minutes and then watch on YouTube, or do both, or watch it on Twitter as well. Stat pad. That's been the analytics love a bit of stat padding. Where was I up to minute wise? How long?
25 minutes and stuff and so on.
Long free kick from Odegaard, very lackluster, right into the arms of Turner. Bit pointless, that, wasn't it? If you're gonna, we need a free kick specialist or a set piece specialist, because most of them later. Just after that, great counter attack from Martinelli, put it through to Saka on the edge of the box, but their defender got to it first, and straight after that, a corner over everybody and nearly hit the other corner flag. I mean, that's 2 massive wasted chances. We really need to work on that, don't they?
Well, we've got a set piece coach.
Yeah, no, but he's not doing anything.
Well, we've scored more goals. I know it's frustrating, but we've scored more goals than anyone with set pieces so far this season. I know it's frustrating that we've thrown away chances there, but bearing in mind the first goal is kind of a set piece.
We're going to come to that, aren't we?
Yeah.
What you got next, Em?
I've got the same stuff as yourself, and then I've got the Forest player kicking the Forest player at 34 minutes. 37 minutes, I'm getting bored again. 38 minutes, lots going on, but not really. 43 minutes, great reaction time from ESR, once again showing those glimpses of what he can do. He's got a really quick reaction rate, and he's very good at sort of using the ball with minimal touches and manipulating it very, very well. But Saka was unlucky. And this is where I said all the final passes and shots are just all wrong, and it's getting a little bit frustrating. And that's pretty much the first half. What about you, Dave?
Just talking to people on Facebook as I'm doing this.
Oh, hello. Hello, people on Facebook.
I say people on Facebook, it's just me. So there's 4 of them, broken the record, completely smashed the record. There's me and Stephen Barr, and I'd guess that Phil's in there somewhere lurking in the shadows. So I've just done a tweet, that's why I was a bit quiet. Right, so great counter attack from Martinelli. Is that the one you just did? Oh no, corner.
No, I just said first half done. First half done.
At 32nd minute, 78% possession, 4 shots, none on target, 90% pass success rate. Yeah. In 34th minute, Forest player down, wasting time, or now time is added on, giving their side a break and disrupting the flow of football. 38, Jesus on the left, puts in a cross for goal, and everybody misses it. That was a pretty decent chance. He needed to be the one at the end of that cross. 40th minute, exclamation mark. Forest had an attack. I had to have a breather then after that. 46 minutes, great ball from White, up for a header. We almost had a shot on target. Yeah, half time, no changes, and then second half begins. What's your first thing? Because I've got about 3 things before the goal.
I have got 2 things before the goal, Danny. I've got 52 minutes. Odegaard did well. Saka unlucky. 56 minutes. Too casual with the shot from Jesus, but beautiful from Saka and Odegaard to combine with that. Really, just the back pass in, the flick in, and the ball through to Jesus. But I thought Jesus, we were unlucky to hit the inside of the bar and it not go in. But I thought Jesus was quite casual with his effort.
It's almost like Jesus is just coming back from a 6-month injury, being out, with the way that he is so looks shit, but it's rusty, and it is very annoying. I started that with fuck me, right down the right, gives it to Saka, and then you said the rest. 60th minute, we keep trying and a stop to every attempt, and the 64th minute goal from Jesus, Deac.
Yes, class from Jesus. In the original moments of watching it, I thought it was beating Turner at near post, which is obviously frustrating for a keeper, but ends up, if you watch it again from a replay, it's nuts, which is nice. But as I said, Danny, it's a set piece play. You know, it's a dead ball moment. It's a throw on, really smart, intuitive play from Zinchenko to see Jesus. That's obviously glimpses of them playing at City where they combine, and they're just on the same page, wavelength, so to speak. Jesus not really doing much with the ball, but allowing it to come through and manipulating it with just his body. And then from an extremely tight angle, buries the ball underneath Matt Turner, who, once again, I'm perplexed why we signed him in the first place. Never mind sold him. I'm perplexed.
Yeah.
I have no idea. No idea.
It is a bit weird. But after some of the stuff that Jesus did on the left-hand side, that just even more evidence for the fact that he should be started on the left and let Martinelli play up front. Just do it in one game. Because then Martinelli will run people ragged with his pace right down the middle. And we've seen when he came on as a sub in the last game, it was brilliant. Maybe he can't play the entire game doing that, because unless you're on the old asthma inhalers, you're never going to make it. But yeah, it was. He should be given a chance, but of course Arteta won't do it, so there's no point even talking about it. 70th minute, ESR off for Havertz, always going to happen. And then 71st minute, good God, 2 goals, 7 minutes deep. I had to have laid down after that in my new £300 mattress that I now have to lay in upside down because I can't deal with the cushioned 4 centimetres of, what's it called? Memory foam. Memory foam. Good. What you got?
Arsenal counter, something that we're getting a little bit more used to this season with the introduction of Raya, but Odegaard, lovely threaded ball through over to Gabriel Jesus, kind of a similar positioning to Martinelli was to Saka in the first half, where we're bombing down the left-hand side and we're going to put the ball over. Really well played from Jesus to spot the play to put the ball through to Saka this time, but it had to be manipulated through many people, including a few Forest players as well. And Saka does really, really, really well with his weak foot and rifles it across goal and then makes it 2-0.
Yeah, so at that point, did you think, here we are, get ready, settle down with a bowl of popcorn, it's going to be a slobber knocker, much like it was against Crystal Palace last weekend, because I did, foolishly.
Yes, that's exactly where my thought process was going. I basically just said the words "game on." I thought this was going to be, there was going to be many goals scored. Saka was going to get himself a hat trick. Odegaard was going to get involved in the goal fest in some way or another, whether it be a goals or assists. And I was looking forward to the game because up to that moment, Danny, and I think everyone can concur with this, what a boring game. What a boring game. But that's what you get when you play a club who plays anti-football.
We've got 8 people watching on Facebook.
8 people.
Hello,
8 human beings on the Zuckerbook.
That's amazing. I mean, I hate Facebook, but I only use it for God Manchester Living, and that's it. I thought that. And then he goes, Nelly and Jesus, 2 of our best players on the night, creative, doing stuff, finally playing decent football. You lot can get off, and we're going to bring Eddie on, who is...
Makes me want to cry.
I'm going to say the words. I'm going to say it. He's fucking useless. And bring on Trossard, who is semi-fucking useless. And tonight, Trossard wasn't useless. So what do you think about the substitution? Because...
I've got no time ever for Eddie Nketiah. I've been really open about Eddie Nketiah from day one. The moment he signed the contract and got the number 14 shirt, I lost my shit. And I'm still in that position now. I'm not changing. Sorry.
I've only just realised I've just put Twitter. I've clicked on the Twitter link and there's a little, they've updated it now. So StreamYard now shows how many people are watching on Twitter. And we've got a little thing in the top left corner that will say the Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, and it tell me how many is on each. So I've clicked on the Twitter one. They've added Twitter have added a little chat bar next to it, so you can chat along in the game if you're watching on Twitter. So I'm going to go and get this. I'm going to go and put it in the chat, and I'm going to let you lot go and have a look at it because it is a. I mean, we've only been using StreamYard for about 6 years, and I've been using Twitter for about 12 years. And now you can see people's names. There's Seb is in there, and there is me. I've just said hello. Bloody hell. You'd think these social media people will be a little bit more up on it than that is. There you go. Look, there's me. I'm wearing my hat that Sean refuses to let me wear when I'm going out, my Sherlock Holmes hat. It makes me look distinguished, and people often ask me for directions. You're not going to dig one out, are you?
No. Oh, no, I've got
no,
I
it's
haven't got one of those.
Oh, you just wrote poop.
I just wrote poop. I just wrote the word poop. But no, I've got a flat peak, but I don't own a Sherlock Holmes hat.
People automatically think you are wise. So where are we up to now? So they took them off. 11 minutes later, I've put absolutely nothing until their goal. And I put Saliba goes. I was getting Saliba and Gabriel mixed up in this because I was busy picking my team at Football Manager. About to start season 29-30. Wow. Saliba goes up to clear the ball. He is shoulder barred by their player. So he misses the header. And then the ball comes down. And then the bloke is tussling. The one who scored the goal is tussling between Ben White and Saliba or Gabriel, one of those two, and pokes it past Raya. I've put, anyone surprised? Kind of started to fall apart there, didn't we? It was a terrible goal to concede.
Zinchenko keeping the Forest player who got the assist on side as well. That was frustrating. The guy is literally on the end of the line. You just got to track the line, man. You just got to track the line. He's had a good. Do you know what? Right, I had Zinchenko and Jesus for man of the match possibilities, and then that happened, and I just scribbled out Zinchenko's name. Yeah, 88th minute, Forest score. Lucky bounce, but it shouldn't have come to that moment. There shouldn't have been a moment that came into play where we were going to happen. That was going to happen, and as I said, Zinchenko once again showing us moments of what Zinchenko does best, and that's just not in tune with the rest of the team. And it's not like he's not getting the minutes. I don't know what to do. The guy's defensive work is subpar. We know this. And there's just game after game, we're constantly seeing it. Danny, when Jurrien Timber re-enters the team next month, do you foresee him taking Zinchenko's spot for the remainder of the season if everything goes well?
I foresee him taking Zinchenko's spot, Zinchenko's wife, Zinchenko's cars, his houses, and I expect him to be playing for the Ukraine. He's going to take everything that Zinchenko holds dear and keep it for himself, because Zinchenko is a goddamn clown who can't control himself and can't concentrate. He's got a touch of the Ramsdales, as we're going to call it from now on.
Oh, I like that. Touch of the Ramsdales, where he's just openly admitting that he can't concentrate.
Yeah, but we like Ramsdale, so he's going to get away with it. He's got a double chin for a skinny bloke, and you never trust a skinny bloke with a double chin. It's I don't know what it's a sign of, but it's a sign of something I don't like. But no, I will be glad to see the back of him. We can see now why Man City let Zinchenko and Jesus go, because they are players that, unless they are surrounded by world-class players, they are a quality player for a top six side. But if we're pushing for the title, they're not good enough for us, are they?
No, they're not. They were the right signings at the right time, Danny.
Yeah.
But they're not signings that you keep for the longevity of it all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that we've surpassed them, but I'm saying that we need to make signings so that we do.
Could do better. They're not gonna push us on, because in those positions of a striker and a left back, the striker is one of the most important positions a team can have. And if you've got a striker, I mean, how many goals this season has Zinchenko scored? I've got the stats up here. As of the 20th of January. So you add one more to that. Where is it? Jesus has scored Premier League. He has played 17 games. Oh, scroll across. Oh, it doesn't show bloody well. Goals in the next one down. He has now scored 4 Premier League goals.
Yeah, I thought it was 4. Yeah.
Yeah. Bukayo's now got 7. Odegaard's got 4. Trossard 4. Eddie's even got 5.
That worries me, Danny, because Odegaard's had 4 goals this season, right?
Yeah.
Odegaard's not having a great season.
No, he's not.
But we've got. As I said, we need to make signings so we can progress past Zinchenko, and I'm hoping that we've got that in Jurrien Timber and obviously Jesus, and hopefully we can rectify that in the summer.
But we must caveat that with, if we knew anything about football, we wouldn't be sat here talking to you Muppets, would we?
That's very true.
I'd be managing Inter Milan, and at 10 o'clock at night, I'd be sitting out somewhere in the warm weather. I'd be eating
so
pizza
lovely.
and drinking an apple cider of some sort.
Half
of a
sounds
bottle.
beautiful, that's put me in a really lovely place right there. That's beautiful stuff.
And you'd be managing Sorrento. You'd have taken them to runners up in the Italian league.
100%.
30 points behind Inter.
Yeah, I'd live in Sorrento, picking lemons off the lemon trees as I walk down the street to work at Sorrento Calcio and get them into Serie B. I tell you what, Danny, they're 8th in Serie C right now. They're 8th. Yeah. They're doing really. Yeah, they're doing
a regional league.
So
is that where you got more than one Serie C?
Yeah, so there's 3. There's 3 Serie Cs,
and they're champions 8th. Of each go up.
Yeah, exactly. So they're 8th in there, but they've only just got promoted from Serie D, which has got 9 tiers, and there's only one team that goes up in each. So they are in the promotional playoffs right now, and they've only just been promoted to Serie C. So it's something's happening there. Something's happening there, and I'm all for it.
Much like something's happening with my guts.
There we go.
Naz A says, why were Zinchenko and Ben White arguing at the end of the game? I was busy having a wee and getting my...
I was also having a wee. Does anybody have any juicy gossip on it? Maybe a clip, something that I can look at, so I can kind of give my 2 pence on it, because I'm very interested to see that. I think a lot of people get frustrated with Zinchenko. Ben White, I think it would make sense that Ben White is the guy that's out on the wing as well. You know, he's the right back. He has to keep the line very well. You're not going to get confused with Saliba and Gabriel. These guys play together 24/7, so they're always going to be in sync. But Ben White might have had a moan at Zinchenko about keeping the guy on side. Who knows? But a video would be awesome. I've
just had a look at my site that I download all the games from in HD. Hasn't got it up yet. Desmoran says, good result and performance. We lost here last year, so that's an improvement. But why are we so bad at managing games out? Exactly, Des. It's not just us that can see this. Where were we up to? No, we've done the goal. 91st minute, Kiwior and Jorginho on for Odegaard and Zinchenko. Arteta changed who was coming on because he shit his pants.
Yeah, Nelson was going to come. Nelson was going to come on for Saka.
5 minutes of injury time. 92nd minute, Forest melee and get a foot to the ball as he was falling backwards. Half a shot. Raya caught it. That could have gone in. Good save by Raya. Good reaction save, because that could have been trouble.
Another good save from Raya. Listen, it's going to be... We've changed a lot of personnel, a lot of spinal personnel in this team. We're playing a different style of football. Let's just try and get behind the boys and see if we can get something going this season and finish the season strong. At the end of the day, we are still very much in contention for, a title race. So let's just be positive. It was a tough game, a tough ground with a tough opposition. They've got with the manager as well. Nuno, he's a good manager. He's a good manager. He knows what he's doing. So overall, it didn't end the way we wanted it to, especially with the goal and the fact that it ended squeaky bum time. We weren't looking to that, but overall, it started boring, but we got the result in the end.
Yes. Mr. Hertz is there. Very important that he turns up, because it helps our demographics for having minorities on there, which is always good. I mean, he's faking it. He's American as the day is long. I mean, he's Guatemalan as the day is long.
I don't have to tell anyone.
But it does mean we are double dipping, because we can also put on the Guatemalan flag. Because
nice.
Mike Hertz, we both served in the Guatemalan army together back in the NAM days. Oh, great times that was.
Good
and if
time.
I may, Hendricks turns up, we have the Brazil flag. And if Jeff turns up, we have the Canada flag. And I don't know why we have the German flag. There's nobody German, is there? So better move that on. So that's it. That was it. The game was all over. Just looking at I'll get rid of that. The rest of the Premier League results, it's been a weird thing. Fulham 0, Everton 0. That's probably best for both of those. You'd expect Fulham to win. They're on a decent run, and Everton got a point. Luton 4, Brighton 0. Josh, as you know, is he's currently on gardening leave from ABW, like the rest of those scumbags that don't turn up. I said, "What the fuck's going on, Josh? They don't have any wingers, and they're terrible away from home." But losing 4-0 to Brighton with that bloke getting a hat trick, who caused us nothing but grief when we played them. That's a hell of a result for Luton, isn't it?
Brighton are a shambles this season, Danny. I have no idea what's going on there with De Zerbi. I don't know what's going on. Matoma is half. Is he injured now? Is he injured? I don't even know if he's still injured or
Where's
what's going
Danny
on.
Welbeck? That's what I want to know. So that means Luton are now out of the relegation zone. Everton have dropped down into it, but Everton have got an appeal against their 10 points, so they're probably going to get that back up. That'll take them back up to 12 if they get the 10 back. They're not getting 10 back, are they?
No.
What other results were there? I was on this week. I've got so many tabs open. Crystal Palace beat Sheffield United 3-2. That was the Elise and who's the other bloke? The other decent player they've got, Eze. Elise and Eze show Eze got 2 goals and an assist, and Elise got 2 assists and a goal, I think. Yeah.
Two decent players. It'll be interesting to see where they go in the summer. Elise and Eze.
And the final one, Newcastle went to Villa. You know Villa, the greatest team ever, the best team in the world.
Oh yeah, that one, the one that's the one that lost.
Newcastle centre back Schlar got 2 goals, and Villa scored an own goal, and then Ollie Watkins got one in the 71st, and they're now almost at the end of the game. I mean, that can't be right. Anyway, almost at the end of the. No, they kicked
I
off
thought Villa were title contenders. What's going on?
No idea. They said the game kicked off at 5:15. Kick off at 17:15, and they're still playing.
Yeah, forever. They should play forever.
They're playing until Villa score. That might be some time. So considering that home team Villa lost and home team Forest lost, that's not too bad. A couple of away wins, which are often a rare beast in Premier League football at the moment. And then looking at the updated Premier League table, I've grabbed hold of the nipples of fate. I'm going to twist those nipples for all I'm worth.
Ooh.
If we win on when we play Liverpool, if we win, we'll be 1 point above Liverpool, and Liverpool are currently top of the league. I'm completely discounting all the other teams might have to play, but that makes us league champions, doesn't it?
There we go, done. I like it. Just wrap it up early. Wrap it up early, boys, and we can go on holiday.
Stephen Barr says USA. I can't put the USA flag up because YouTube will demonetize us and take us out in the woodshed and give us a beating of our lives, and we'll never be allowed to do it again because everyone hates America. Sorry about that. Not my decision. I blame Feinberg. Anyway. We got 2 questions and sent this in nearly an hour ago. Said, so for later, any truth to the rumours that Mikel will be offered a massive contract to take over at Barca at the end of the season? I'll start this and you end it. It's one word, bull.
Shit.
There you go. That's that question sorted out. You don't think he's going to go?
I'm bored. I'm so bored of it. It was so. But the moment I saw the reports, it's just the Barca. It's just the Spanish media or Catalan media. Getting things going, reveling things up a little bit. It's all a bit silly. Barca can't afford him. Great point from Stefan. I don't see why he's going to go there. He's fully invested in the Arsenal project right now. Yeah. He's still molding the team to how he wants it. Yeah. I said to everybody a year or 2 ago, I said, when Arteta, I know it was last season actually, I said, when Arteta signs a team that's fully his and it's fully the team that he wants, personnel for personnel, then we'll have a conversation and we'll see where we go with things. Eddie Nketiah is someone that he's having to just keep along. he's just bumming along for the ride. So we'll see what happens this summer. Once we've signed a striker, someone that will take over from Gabriel Jesus. I'm perplexed with people that are saying, oh, let's go and sign Pedro Neto. And I'm like, yeah, he's a good player. I don't doubt it. And yeah, okay, he can play both out on the left and the right hand side, giving opportunities for Saka and Martinelli to rest. But I would rather sign a striker and allow Jesus to be the one to contend for those 2 spots. I just don't understand some people. It breaks my brain. It breaks my brain when people want to sign a winger over a striker. It breaks my brain. We literally have a striker who can play on the wing right now.
And someone to question whether he's even a striker.
There we go. Eddie can play out on the left, apparently. That's what Arteta says. Even though
I'd like
agree with that.
Stadium.
And Jesus played a lot of his Manchester City career out on the right-hand side. So people that want to sign a winger over a striker, please just give yourself, walk into a mirror, give yourself a little slap on the face, wake yourself up, splash your face with cold water, have yourself 1 coffee, not 2, because we don't want to get you over the edge, and then just go from there. We'll see what happens.
Or go in the garden, sit in the corner, and have a fucking word with yourself. Have a think about what you've done.
I like that. I like that.
Stan the man says, Stan should have been on last night for a preview show, but I got my new internet last night, and I had 5.
Oh, how's that going?
5 Amazon plugs to do. I had 14 ceiling lights to do. I got 6 outside lights to do, and I have got 3 listening devices and my fucking washing machine, all on Wi-Fi. None of them are playing game. And he said he'd be here about 1-ish. He turned up at about 4. And then Big Bob was coming around to help me have a scrub-a-dub-dub. So I'm all lovely, fresh and clean now. So I had Bob there, helped me have a bath. Frank popped round. So Frank was sitting in the bathroom while I'm having a bath. We're all just having a chit-chat. That's what grown men do, apparently.
Yeah.
And then I still haven't got the washing machine connected to the Wi-Fi, and I haven't got the outside.
Sorry, Danny, please, can you help me here? Why does the washing machine need Wi-Fi? Why?
It doesn't. I've used it last night, and I've just put it on now by pressing the button.
What does it do with the internet?
It's a Wi-Fi. You've got an app, so you can just do everything from the app.
Oh, so you can prep the washing machine on your phone?
I will send you a WhatsApp screen grab later.
Please do, because I'm perplexed by this.
Yeah, I didn't buy it because I didn't know it had it. But when it arrived,
okay.
Yeah, never trust Wi-Fi for everything. Unless you've got buttons, don't buy it, because you'll end up like a Tesla owner when a huge EMP leaves the sun and wipes out humanity. I'll still be able to do my washing because it's got buttons. Anyway, Stan says, why do players who get a start never give the manager anything to think about when they get their chance? Well, go on, Deac. Put Stan right.
I'm gonna assume that you're talking about ESR, Stan. I think ESR started because there's a lot of talk about him potentially wanting, West Ham inquired about him, and there's a lot of a lot of media press from giving Arteta a bit of a hard time talking about ESR and what's going on there. And Arteta's, he's praising him, saying he's an incredible player. He's doing really well. He looked good in the training camp that they had, the warm weather training camp that they had, and he's looking really good. So we'll give him a start, and then we see that performance. But as I said, he's going to be rusty. So let's be honest, guys. Let's be honest. Let's completely honest here. If ESR does not get into the first team this season, or he continues the course that he's going, he's going. He's going in the summer. He's going to be gone. He's going to be gone in the summer.
Quick straw poll in the chat.
Oh, yeah.
Put your hand up if you would like that to be ESR's last game before he joins West Ham in a £40 million transfer window scoop. Because I bet there's people talking about it, and if it happens, then I will use this and grab it and make a podcast of that bit, that 6 seconds on its own, and claim that I had inside info, and I'll immediately have 100,000 Twitter followers who I will do nothing but let them down for the next decade. So if anybody would like that him to be sold, and this be his last game, his swan song, which is also a wrestling move. If Mike Hertz is still there, he'll give me an Ariba on that. So will Stan. Nose has turned up. Evening, folks. We still have time to sign Solomon Kalou and Sebastian Frey.
Solomon Kalou. Right, Mvia. No, you're missing Mvia. Mvia is still in our and Kondogbia. They're all still in the medical room waiting for their medicals.
Rudy's turned up. Happy about our win. The way we concede the goal is terrible. We made a meal of this game again. We certainly did, Rudy. Wise words as usual. Seb says Pedro is another Jesus. Nosa says also we need some money to meet PL's FFP, which is what Newcastle have to do because they've got no money. And the only way you can buy players now is to sell players that didn't cost you anything to balance out the FFP, which is gone from being utterly ridiculous in one direction to utterly ridiculous in the other direction. Yeah. Paul Nell says yes with a buyback clause.
Or even first refusal.
Yeah.
Like what we did with Fabregas, and Wenger went, no.
Nah, we don't want him.
We don't want him. Yeah. We have Ozil now.
Yeah.
I don't know what their impression that was. But yeah, listen, we'll see what happens in the summer with ESR. Buyback clause or a first refusal is probably going to be an option. But yeah, probably 40 million, same kind of ballpark figure as what we sold a Wobie to.
I just hope he doesn't go. I think it was 40 million with add-ons, and there were no. I think we owed them for money at the end of that deal because he did fuck all there.
Danny, I was walking from Woodside Park Tube Station, which is the North Finchley Tube Station, and I was walking from the back streets from the station to the high street. And I remember reading the article about Iwobi going to Everton for 40 million, and I laughed out loud in the middle of the street, and everyone stopped and looked at me because everyone thought I was a bit weird. But I couldn't believe it. But then we signed David Luiz, so
you had to ruin it, did you? Right, that's it. We're done. We're going to end this show with some wise words from Patrick Carlson. We win and move on. There you go. Right. Next game is Sunday, 4:30 at home to Liverpool. We win that. The season's back on. We lose that. That'll be the last show we do of any kind until next season. I will do a preview show on the Saturday night, hopefully with Stan, because I've got absolutely nothing planned. And then the show in the after that night will be about 7 o'clock, maybe 7:30, 8 o'clock, depending when Deac is free. I take it you're free for that game?
I might not be free for that game because I'm working this weekend in Birmingham on that day.
Commiserations.
Please.
Shit.
So, don't get me started with Birmingham.
I mean, that's an insult to shitholes.
I will let you know. I'll let you know beforehand if there's any issues. Okie
dokie. So I will have somebody on standby. I don't think Stan works on Sunday, so he might be free to do both. Actually, if Stan is free to do it on Sunday, I might get someone else to do the preview show on the Saturday. Anyway, I'll sort it all out. Thank you very much to everybody in the chat. You've all been fantastic. If you're new, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Don't worry about that. So far this month, we've had 20 new subscribers, and 30 unsubscribers on YouTube. Fuck you, YouTube. And that's it. Good job. I don't care about it anymore, isn't it? So you've all been marvellous, and we will. Oh, here we go. Another couple of people put in goodbyes in there. That's lovely. Thank you very much, all of you. Here's the outro, and I'll see you. Is there going to be a podcast this week? That's a good question. There may well be. I don't know. I'll have to ask people and get some buttons pressed. Right, here we go. Here comes the outro. Woof.
As soon as I scored that goal, I was fucking livid. Get down, dog. Splendid business.
He nearly caught the bloody thing. What are you talking about?
So I was just eating a full quiche. Well, you don't often see them at Ibs, so when you see them in the supermarket, they need to be swagged, microwaved immediately, and get the brown sauce on and bosh, Bob's your uncle.
Never in doubt.